As I proceeded to look at his phone, he was on Instagram Live.
Yeah. Imagine seeing your son like this, then learning that dozens of others saw him take his life. First, there was the shock for the family. Why would Malachi take his life? And why do it in front of a live audience? Had it all been an accident? Also, who had given him the gun? Indeed, the Hemphills didn't own any guns.
Fuck your dude, I got a big dog. And if you bitches wanna trip, it's time to set it off. I don't wanna hold your gun, I got my own pole. I don't wanna sell your work, I got my own stove. I don't wanna fuck your dude, I got a big dog. And if you bitches wanna trip, it's time to set it off.
If you niggas get to tripping, I might set it off. They done let me off the leash, now I'm a big dog. Gotta keep the trap jumping, something like a frog. And I'm smoking on that Zodi bustle like a log. Yeah, I'm on my shit now. And I gotta.
Hey, what's up, YouTube, and welcome back to our channel, Laying Dead TV. Thank you for tuning back in. Today, we're going to get into an interesting video. It's really a sad case of a young teen who ended his life on live. So let's go ahead and jump right into this video. But before we do that, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Please don't forget to hit that notification bell at the bottom so that you will be notified every time that we drop a new hot banger, because you know we're coming with them. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop into this video.
This is 13-year-old Malachi Hemphill. In 2017, he went on Instagram Live to amuse his friends with a gun trick, but it ended in tragedy.
When I heard he died, I cried for 3 hours straight.
What was Malachi doing with a gun at home? Did someone in his family buy him a gun? And just how dangerous is it to have guns around you as a teenager? We'll explore all these questions and many more in today's video. But before we go on, guys, I must warn you, this video contains graphic details and discussions of suicide. Malachi Hemphill was born around 2003 and 2004. This only goes to show you how young he was at the time of this horrific accident. Malachi was a happy-go-lucky boy with a million passions.
You know, it was so much things that he knew how to do that he was good at, so well, he didn't know what he wanted to do.
But much like any teen today, Malachi was also pretty obsessed with social media. Some teens use social media to get thousands of followers and feel like the ultimate influencer.
Now more than ever, these kids live on social media. Now more than ever, that they be on social media living like it's their real life on there. So as parents, we need to monitor our children's social medias. We really do.
But Malachi was all about his friends. For him, Snapchat and Instagram were just ways to stay in touch with his besties and entertain them online when they couldn't be physically together. And his family had a pretty big say in it too. Malachi grew up with two loving parents, Shaniqua and Ernest, and an older sister. They cared about him more than anything in the world, and they wanted him to be safe. This also meant monitoring his social media. As you probably know, there are a lot of dangers online these days, like predators and bullying. So Malachi's parents spent a fair amount of time talking to him about his online friends and looking through his accounts to make sure he wasn't talking to.
He looked like a really good boy. He looked like he's really well behaved. I mean, guess you can't always tell from pictures, but nowadays you really can, for real. But this boy looked like he was on a good little track. He's playing football. He was with his parents. He had two parents in the home. How did we get to him killing himself on live? That's what we about to get into.
Creepy strangers and the like. They never expected the danger to be inside their home. On Monday, April 10th, 2017, Malachi's mom, Shaniqua, heard a scary noise coming from her son's room.
I heard a big boom. I couldn't tell if it was a gunshot or what. I just knew that it was something that was wrong.
Her daughter was also startled by the noise, so the two quickly ran upstairs to Malachi's room. To their shock, his door was locked, but he never locked his door. Shaniqua yelled at Malachi to open the door ASAP, but he was unresponsive. It wasn't like him to ignore his mom, so Shaniqua knew she had to act fast.
We kicked in the door. We found him just laying there, and
that gotta be the worst thing ever. You just sitting chilling in your house and you hear a gunshot go off, and then you run to your child's room and can't get in there, just to get in there and
the pool of blood. My daughter screamed and said, "Ma, turn his phone off." And as I proceeded to look at his phone, he was on Instagram Live.
Yeah. Imagine seeing your son like this, then learning that dozens of others saw him take his life. First, there was the shock for the family. Why would Malachi take his life? And why do it in front of a live audience? Had it all been an accident? Also, who had given him the gun? Indeed, the Hemphills didn't own any guns. In many cases where kids shoot other kids or themselves, their families are gun enthusiasts, proudly displaying their guns in their homes and sometimes even taking their children to shooting ranges. This wasn't the case for Malachi.
Before we go further, y'all comment in the comment section and let me know how y'all feel about taking y'all children to gun ranges and teaching them how to use guns. I'm curious. I just want to know how other people feel about it. Personally, me, I'm not no fan of it. I do feel like it is necessary in some ways. I guess if you have somebody explain it to you, then you like, okay, that kind of makes sense. But I don't feel like it's necessary. I feel like it's very unsafe. And I personally feel like it's irresponsible. So y'all comment down below and let me know what y'all think about that.
Grown up in a home where peace and love were glorified, not violence. To his family, it didn't even make sense that Malachi would want to fool around with a gun in front of his friends. He'd never spoken about guns. Shaniqua was on the phone with the emergency services when she heard a lot of noise coming from outside her home. When she looked outside her window, she saw around 50 kids in her yard, all desperate to hear Malachi was okay.
I guess these were the kids that were watching it on live that live in the area.
That's crazy. Okay, think back to when you was a kid. And you had homies and stuff. I know back when we was kids, we didn't have live. Shut up. But think back to when you was a kid and you see your friend on a live stream or somebody you know that's in your neighborhood on a live stream, they self. That is crazy. This is insane. That's why it is very important for y'all to be on y'all kids' head. Stay on their heads. I stay on my kids' head. I don't care how well behaved they are. They are very well behaved kids and they're very respectful. They are. I take my own hat off to my kids. They're some good kids, but I still stay on their head. I do, because guess what? They have friends. Their friends were not raised how I raised them. Point blank, period. I just feel like this could have been prevented. Y'all comment, let me know if y'all agree.
These children watched as the paramedics arrived and rushed Malachi into the ambulance. But within a few hours, he was pronounced dead at the hospital. He'd shot himself in the head. His death was sudden and shocking to a lot of people. You don't even get to grieve until you can come to terms with what really happened.
Nobody expects their son to accidentally shoot herself. To find your 13-year-old son on the floor with a gun head. That's something that you just never forget.
Malachi's family was not the only one who was shocked. The whole community was in disbelief.
When I heard he died, I cried for 3 hours straight. He was everything. He was cool, chill, calm, all that.
You see your friend with a gun, tell a parent.
Yes.
Because this is a situation that didn't have to go this far.
Exactly. Now,
also, teach your kids to stand out, to be different. It's okay to be different. It's okay not to follow behind the crowd. It's okay not to fit in. Teach your kids that.
Now, Shaniqua's main concern was who gave Malachi the gun. So she spoke to the police and they began an investigation. It didn't take long. Talking to Malachi's friends and schoolmates, they soon discovered one of his teen friends had given him a gun and convinced him to shoot a live video with it.
Police have arrested a juvenile who they claim gave Malachi the weapon and charged him with numerous crimes. The person's name has not been released because they're a minor.
With the culprit arrested, the Hemphill family could get a little bit of closure. But these are murky waters. It's not like the...
Right. I mean, a little bit of closure from what? Like, the baby, he's gone. He did what he did to himself. He's gone. It is what it is. Yes, we want to know. I guess the question does come up where he get the gun from. Okay, boom, you find out. It's another little boy his same age. Now that little boy is going to jail for the rest of his life just for trying to be cool. We don't know how it transpired. We don't know if the little boy was peer pressured into getting him the gun. We don't know how things went down. So how is there closure to that situation? It's messed up all over the place. I don't see no closure in that at all. Comment and let me know if y'all agree. Tell me what y'all think. Tell me y'all thoughts on that.
Boys shot Malachi on purpose, and just how much control can a parent have over their kid's social life? So Malachi's family appeared on TV.
How much control can a parent have over their child's social life? Maybe I need to do maybe I need to give some lessons. You ain't got to be your kid's friend. Be cool with your kids. Definitely. Your kids need to know that you are a joysome person to be around. They need to like you. They do. That is important. But you ain't got to be their best friend, and you need to keep it real with them. If you don't keep it real with nobody, it's your kids you need to keep it real with and stay on their head. You control every aspect of their life. You have that control. You have that dominion. So stand in it. I understand kids are sneaky and they do stuff because I was a kid before. I was. But I do understand that a lot of times that I got away with stuff is because somebody wasn't on my head like that. I asked for something and it was just said, I was told yes. Nobody checked into where I was, what I was doing, where I was going. So I was able to get that off. And I know that about me. So now with my kids, I'm on their head. No. Okay. Yeah. I'm on what, when, who, why, what, where, what. Okay. I need to know. And that's the same way y'all need to always give your kids space, give them freedom, and let them be independent. And come on now. They're your child. They live in your house. You are responsible for them. And that is the end of the story. Period.
Trying to help other families prevent such tragedies.
In his bedroom playing with a gun on Instagram Live. Oh, that's what he was doing, trying to show it off. Look, I got this gun.
Malachi's godmother also assured everyone Malachi did not take his own life on purpose.
Absolutely
He did not kill himself. He loved life.
My bad, y'all. I had to step away, but I'm right back. Let's hop back in. The auntie had just said, the godmother had just said he did not do this to himself on purpose, but he was just simply he was simply online just showing off the gun, and that tragic accident happened. So let's go ahead and hop back in.
Yep, according to police reports, Malachi was attempting to put a clip in the gun when it accidentally went off right into his head. Shaniqua and Ernest also urged parents to be more careful who their children stay in contact with.
Monitor their phones. Just monitor your children more now than anything.
Ever.
Forest Park Police Major Chris Mattson underlined this at a press conference. This is a different era. This information age where kids have access to the internet and social media sites like they never have before. We want to make sure that message is reiterated to parents.
So true. And I just had to stop the video and chime in on that because I am a firm believer of that. I always have. I had my first son in 2010. Okay. And I was a young parent. I was 16. Okay. So at this time, there were no tablets for kids to be on playing with and stuff like that. My child played with learning toys. He watched TV. He played with his toys. He played with his aunties and his cousins. That's what he did. Okay. He had a little collections, little Ninja Turtle thing that we popped into the DVD that he could watch every once in a while. And there was Disney and Nickelodeon, of course. But as far as these kids now, I have a 4-year-old now. Okay. When my 4-year-old was 1 or 2, she loved tablets. Even daddy was like, let's go ahead and get her a tablet. I think we should get her a tablet. I'm like, no, no, we don't. She's too young for a tablet. She don't need that tablet. What does she need that tablet for? To go online and look at things that we might not even realize she's looking at until we look up and see, oh, because we're not monitoring this thing every second. It's not okay. But now we're moving into, we have moved into a world of technology where technology is everything right now. So it's like we almost have no choice but to give our kids these gadgets, for one, for us to stay in contact with them, for two, because cable is not the same anymore, and this is just how we doing it now. We got these apps, Disney Plus, Netflix, all these things. So it's like, they kind of need them gadgets, but at the same time, we need to monitor them. And then once we see they become dependent on these things, take them away when they start doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. They don't want to get up and clean up. They want to sit on their stuff all day. I'm snatching it. I'm taking it. Show me that you're responsible enough to get it back. That's how we're going to do that. Show me that you're responsible enough to have these devices, this technology, this Xbox game, this telephone, this tablet, whatever. I need to know that you're responsible enough. But by you sitting up wanting to sit on this stuff all day instead of taking care of the responsibilities that I have in place for you in this home and outside of this home, I'm taking that away from you. Just so you know, that is not you are not going to become codependent on that. Period. It's that simple.
It can happen to the best parents. That's best to their kids. To the best.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. It can happen to anybody. It can happen to anybody. I do believe that. But at the same time, it's like, stay on top of it. Baby boy should have never had no gun in that house. Come on now. I be in my kids' room in their face. I'm walking in. I'm not knocking either. I don't know where that came from. And the door better not be locked in here. That whole door gonna come off them hinges.
It's to their ability. It can happen to the best people, the best ones that love their kids.
Sadly, it's true. You can do your best to keep your child safe and happy, but you can't control the influence others have on them. On April 15th, Malachi made headlines again after NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal offered to pay for his funeral. He found out that Malachi's family couldn't afford to pay for a proper funeral. So 5 days after Malachi's death, Shaquille visited the Hemphills. Malachi's godmother, Shantiria, said, "We just broke down and started crying because Malachi didn't have any insurance. We weren't prepared to bury him this young. We didn't have any insurance for him. So to have that from Shaquille O'Neal, it was a blessing and very touching, and we appreciate everything he does for the community." Shaquille responded, "No mother should have to go through this. I can only imagine the pain that she and all of Malachi's family must be feeling. I just wanted to do what I could to help them at such a terrible time."
Man, and I already know that, like, in that moment, like, as a parent, I'm not even gonna say as a mother, as a parent, period, as a loved one, period, it's like, dang, man, I wish I could just hit that button and go back in time and just do this one thing a little different, right? And I just feel like now more than ever is a time where we need to be thinking like that. Like, it is possible for anything to happen. So you have to, you know what I'm saying? Stay on top of things. Stay on top of stuff. My kids, they don't get to go hang out. They don't get to go spend the night. They don't. They don't. My son has maybe really one friend that he gets to go spend the night with. And it's because I have chilled with the parents. They are very responsible. They love their child. They don't play with their child. They don't play with their child. Let me put that on there. Let me emphasize that. They don't play with their child. They make sure that he is respectful and he does what he is told. And he is a very respectful young man. So I don't mind my child going over there and hanging out with them. Right? But as soon as I see a demeanor on a child that I know my son, that's not good for my son to be, I'm on his head. I'm on his head. At first, he's like, "Mom, you tripping. You tripping." But eventually, "Mama, you was right. Mama, you was right." And enough of those, "Mama, you was right," or "Daddy, you was right." Enough of those, that is going to make our children, that's going to make them realize, man, every time Mama or Daddy say something, they be on it. So let me just start taking heed right now instead of later on, you know? And that's something that we need to do as parents, as the parent, as the community of parents. That's what we need to do. Stay on our children. Stay on our children. I can't preach that enough. I'll just scream that till I'm blue in the face. We have to stay on our children. Don't play with them. Don't. Do not. Because that is a life that you are responsible for.
Nearly 200 people walked the streets for Malachi. The friends, relatives, and neighbors held a candlelit vigil held in his memory 3 days after his death. Babs Middle School, where Malachi Hemphill was a 7th grader.
Handsome young man.
Even brought in counselors to help grieving children. And they were right in doing so. Watching your friend shoot himself in the head on camera surely leaves a dark stain forever. But now, all everyone could do was move forward. And Malachi's grandma Helen made it very clear what the focus should be. He knows better than that. It's too easy to get a gun. You have the law that says that if you turn 18 and you have a good record, you can go and get a gun. You make it easy for them.
Y'all hear grandma? That's an old school lady right there. What is the first line on this screen, y'all? The first line is, he knows better than that. She's not playing with him even after. It's almost like she's still on his head. Like, he knew better than that. That's a disappointment. That's a disappointment sentence. She was disappointed. That's disappointment. Not only in her grandchild, but also in the system. Because I agree with her. It is way too easy for anybody to get a gun. Whether it's the legal way or the illegal way. It's too easy. And they out here acting like cowboys and Indians out in our streets. And I'm not saying that about this situation, because this situation is different. This baby boy thought it was cool for him to get a gun. I'm pretty sure the harsh truth is he went looking for that gun. He asked for it. And he got it. If he didn't want the gun, if he was afraid of guns, he would have never asked his friend for a gun. He would have never taken the gun. He dang sure would have never went live on a social media site with the gun. He wanted that gun. He went looking for it. Y'all need to start teaching y'all kids that guns are scary. Ain't nothing fun about guns. Guns can end you by accident. Ain't nothing fun about them. So Granny, in my opinion, she's disappointed in baby boy and in the system, because she feels like he was raised better than that. Point blank, period. And she also feels like I feel, the system is continuing to fail us. Period.
Exactly. Why did a 13-year-old have a gun to give Malachi in the first place? And there was another worrying aspect. Why didn't any of the kids watching Malachi's live video intervene sooner?
But why would they? Let's not ask stupid questions. Let's not do that. That's a stupid question. No one is going to, and especially now, more than ever, you probably have some grown folks on his live. Didn't say nothing. The way things is right now. They thought that was cool. That's what they wanted to see. Why would they? And then the way things is now, they're going to feel like they lame for doing that. It's just the way things are. Unnormal things are being normalized, and normal things are being unnormalized. Good is bad, and bad is good. And it says that in the Bible. Y'all can go look for yourself. Those are the times that we live in now. So let's not ask stupid questions like we don't already know why these kids didn't tell on him.
Why didn't they tell an adult about it? Shaniqua spoke to NBC about this. When you see someone on a live video playing with a gun, don't take it for granted if that's your friend. You tell somebody, do something about it.
What is the percentage of people that actually still think like that? It's a very small percentage, because people literally go on websites to see horrifying things, and for them to see something in real time, oh, they're all for it. They all for it. People literally go on social media to see people getting just done wrong, just disgusting. Like, I can't watch certain stuff. I can't. If I scroll down Facebook and I see a video that says, like, got the little eyeball around it and it's crossed out, and you got to click on it and do a couple of things just to watch it, I know it's graphic. I ain't watching that. I'm not. Y'all should see the news. The news is crazy too. The little news break. Scrolling, I can't believe it's the news. It's all kind of graphic, disgusting stuff on there. But that's what people want to see now. That's where they're getting the clicks from. That's where they're getting the views from. That's what they want to see now. So why would anybody? Why?
Because this could have been prevented. Maybe that's the saddest part, that it could have easily been prevented. Here's another sad twist. Malachi is not alone. Just a quick scroll through similar news shows a long list of children accidentally shooting themselves or others while playing with guns.
Yes, and there's another story that I might go ahead and cover, or react to actually, about a little girl who did the same thing but instead she shot her cousin in the head. And because and they were on live, and because she shot her cousin, she panicked and she didn't know what else to do. So she offed herself. Let me know in the comments if y'all have seen that one. If y'all want me to go ahead and react to that too, I think I should.
An Arizona outdoor gun range. End of summer. Family time together.
No, we have to keep that held in.
A 9-year-old girl learning how to shoot an automatic Uzi by an instructor.
All right, go ahead and give me one. All right.
Okay, so now we're just about to get into a bunch of other stories that are similar to Malachi's. But I don't want to get too much into other stories. I want to go ahead and end the story about Malachi. All prayers up to him, love and condolences to him and his family. But before we get out of here, y'all, please, 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 please stay on y'all kids. Stay on y'all children. Protect them. Provide for them. And love them. That's it. Think of them every second of the day. Because your children are your everything. And God forbid something happened to them and you just look up one day and they're not there. All because they wanted to impress some friends online. People who don't even care about them when they're in a house full of love. So protect them. Let them know they ain't got to be out here showing out for people. Peer pressure is evil. It's evil and it's no good. Teach your kids to stand out. Teach your kids to be different. Teach your kids to set trends. Okay? But anyways, peace, love, and happiness to y'all. Thank you for rocking with me on Laying Dev TV. And with that being said, I'm out.
Great bitch. I think it's about that time. I put these bitches in my play. Can't entertain no argument with a bitch who ain't got shit. Never signed a lease, no witness, staying in her mama crib. I can understand why these bitches really out here pissed. Cause I'm killing shit, doing shit that they ain't never did.